Have you ever wondered why you clicked on this video today? Maybe it wasn't an accident, because there is a battle happening around you that most people never notice. Not a battle of flesh and blood, but a battle for your attention, your faith, and your purpose. The enemy doesn't always attack with something obvious. Sometimes he uses distractions. Sometimes he uses fear. Sometimes he uses the lies you've been repeating to yourself for years. He wants you to believe you're too far gone, too broken, too weak, too imperfect for God to use. But that is not what God says about you. The truth is that God has never stopped loving you. He has never forgotten your name. He has never changed his plan for your life. Even when you walked away, he was still calling you back. Think about it. How many times have you felt God pulling on your heart, but you ignored it? How many times did you know what was right, yet chose comfort instead? The enemy knows something powerful about you that you may have forgotten. You were created for a purpose. That's why he works so hard to keep you distracted. A distracted believer rarely walks in their calling. A discouraged believer rarely uses their voice. A fearful believer rarely takes the step God is asking them to take. But today can be different. Today can be the day you stop listening to fear. The day you stop making excuses. The day you stop allowing old habits to control your future. God is not asking for perfection. He's asking for surrender. One prayer. One step of obedience. One decision to trust him again. Maybe you've been carrying guilt. Maybe you've been carrying disappointment. Maybe you've been carrying wounds that nobody else knows about. Bring them to God. He already knows, and his grace is greater than your mistakes. Remember this: your past does not define your future. Your failures do not cancel God's promises, and your struggles do not make you invisible to him. If you're still breathing, God is not finished with your story. So stand up, pray again, believe again, trust again, because the same God who carried you yesterday is still holding you today, and he is preparing the way for what comes next. Type "I trust God" in the comments if you're choosing faith over fear today. God bless you. There is a reason you are watching this video right now. Maybe you were scrolling without thinking. Maybe you almost skipped this message. Maybe you were about to click on something else. But somehow, you're still here. And I don't believe that's an accident. Because there is something the enemy hopes you never realize. He wants you distracted. He wants you busy. He wants you focused on everything except the truth. Why? Because the moment you discover who God created you to be, everything changes. The enemy is not afraid of your past. He's not afraid of your mistakes. He's not afraid of your failures. He's afraid of your future. He's afraid of the person you'll become when you fully trust God. He's afraid of what happens when you stop listening to fear and start listening to faith. And that's why the battle around you feels so intense. Have you noticed it? The constant worry, the constant doubt, the constant pressure, the constant temptation to quit. That's not a coincidence. The enemy knows that if he can keep you discouraged, he can keep you distracted. And if he keeps you distracted, he can keep you from your purpose. But today, God wants to open your eyes. God wants you to see what has been happening for too long. You've been fighting battles without understanding where they came from. You've blamed yourself. You've blamed other people. You've blamed circumstances. But sometimes the real battle is spiritual. The enemy attacks your thoughts before he attacks your actions. He whispers lies. He tells you that you're not good enough. He tells you that you'll never change. He tells you that your mistakes are bigger than God's mercy. He tells you that your future is hopeless. And if you're not careful, you'll start believing him. That's why guarding your mind is so important. Every day you are deciding which voice will influence your life. Will it be the voice of fear, or the voice of faith? Will it be the voice of doubt, or the voice of God's promises? Because the voice you listen to becomes the direction you follow.